On the injury front, JJ and Kane, they'll be day-to-day, right? So we're still evaluating that. Michael Carter, he's going through the protocol, but there's a good chance he'll be out, knowing how the game was on a Monday. All right, so there's a good chance he'll be out. When it comes to Braelon, he's getting a second opinion, so we're still going through exactly how we're going to designate that. All right, so you guys give me a little time with that so we can try to figure that out. But as you guys know, pretty serious knee injury. All right, so we'll see exactly where he's going to be when it comes to designating if he's going to be on IR or not. So, other than that, I go right to Dallas. Obviously, a team that has a quarterback that's playing at the top of his game. So defensively, we got to be on point when it comes to that. And I look at their defense somewhat similar to ours. Man, new coordinators trying to get his system in and try to get guys to operate in that system the way he wanted to. So, listen, I know he's had some challenges, but man, he has some talent over there, and we have to make sure that offensively that we understand exactly who they got, because they are disruptive and they are fast and they can make some plays. And they have guys that can make some plays. They have some ball hawks over there that we got to be. We got to pay attention to, and we got to be good with that. But just like any week, man, we are out here ready. They're coming here, and we're looking forward to go win a game against Dallas. So, any questions?
Real quick with Braelon.
Yep.
It's a sprain, not a tear, or you guys are still trying to figure it out?
Still trying to figure that out.
Okay.
Still trying to figure that out.
And then when you say IR,
yeah,
is it, like, based off of what you've seen so far, I know you say it's serious, but is it so serious it's season-ending, or just... Well,
I can't say that just yet. The thing is, I want to make sure that, as far as roster, like how we want to manage the roster when we designate exactly how he's going to be.
It was reported as an MCL sprain. Is that accurate?
Yeah, well... I don't want to say that until he gets a second opinion. We understand that.
One guy you didn't mention, Brownlee?
Brownlee, yes. Brownlee be practicing this week. And he's there's a chance he can play the nickel in the outside corner for us. He'll be competing for one of those jobs.
Kind of lost in the game Sunday was the performance Garrett had down the stretch.
Yeah.
I mean, the questionable pass interference call, that was a great catch, and they made a great catch on the touchdown. What have you seen from him in your short time with him? What stands out to you?
He is no doubt a number one receiver in this league. And it's not like we didn't know that, but the plays that he can make, the way that he can contort his body, the way he can come down and be sure to catch some of those 50-50 balls or whatnot. To him, it seems like they're 80-20 because he's going to come down with a lot of them. Man, he is an amazing person to sit there and just watch and want to try to make sure you get him the ball as much as possible. And that's nothing new that we've talked about since the beginning of training camp. But, man, I'm glad he's on our team. And he's one of those guys that inspires a lot of the players on this team because the way that he goes out and play and how competitive he is. And listen, sometimes it shows up, and sometimes people look at that a different way, that he's bitching or something like. No, man, he's just competitive. He wants the ball and he wants to win, and he's coming from a winning background. So I'm attracted to players like that, to be honest with you, and I love everything about the player.
Aaron, you referenced 2021 a couple of times about how you've been through, adverse circumstances. I'm wondering, what was it like being 0-8, and what was it about Dan in that time that helped them through it and stuff that you could lean on and apply to them?
Well, I would say that it's not fun being 0-8, and man, you get ridiculed, you get talked about. I mean, people are after you, in the worst way. When, as a coach, man, you just have to believe and understand the things how you want to build and the foundation that you're trying to set, that you cannot waver from those things, even when the outside noise is really on you. And he did an outstanding job of that. The same with the whole staff, because we all felt it, and it was tough to go through, but man, you just make sure you lean on those things, those positives that you see within the games that you play, and you still try to make sure, man, it is a play style that you're trying to create within your team that we saw happening at that point. We just knew at some point it was going to break through, and once it broke through, man, we were just rolling, And listen, I feel the same way about here. And I understand how the fans feel. I do. I'm hurting just like they are. I understand how you guys feel. I'm hurting just like you are. But I do know this. I believe in everything that we're doing. And I know that's going to be a breakthrough. And when it breaks through, this thing's going to pop exactly like we all want it to. So, and I actually had conversations with Tony Dungy, and he went 0-5. And listen, he felt the same way. And these things take time. But I believe in everything that we're doing. I believe in our coaching staff, and I believe in our players.
How is it for the
along those lines?
Yeah, how is it for the players? Like, how do you make sure that they stay, on board and everything like that? Because frustration is going to set in, and we started to see some of it the other night.
See, the thing that I think most people look at and try to focus on is the why. And you do have to address the why, and we do that quite a bit. But the shift that we go to is the how. Like, how do we fix these things? And we've talked about that today. We've talked about that on a number of occasions, and our players believe in that. And to me, I think that the frustration would be there, but the confidence and the belief is going to be there, because now we have answers and solutions to how we're going to get better. And does that mean we're going to get better right now? No, but you see it. You see it, and you see small glimpses of it, and that gives players a belief. So I'm glad the way these guys are still in it. Man, it was an upbeat walkthrough we had today. Meetings have been upbeat, and they all are part of us getting this thing turned around.
Kind of along those lines, I'm sorry if it's a little bit of a repeat question.
Yep.
Like, for some of these guys, even some of your best players, they've been dealing with this for years, and I know you're trying to turn the page, but they have like that baggage.
Yep.
That, I'm sure there's like, here we go again type of a feeling. How do you balance that between you wanting to turn the page and the fact that, like, they've had these years of frustration and losing games? Like,
well, it goes back to what I just said. Is I want to make sure that there are solutions to all those questions, all those issues that we've had that caused us to lose games. And we're working on those, not just in the meet room, and we're not just talking about it and walk through and all things. Man, we're actually going out and practice and making sure we work on these things. And the thing is, I'm not going to let those things slip. And when they know that, and when they feel that, and when they hear that, they know that everyone's accountable to making sure that the things that we got to do to make sure we fix these issues, that we're all on board, coaches and players alike. And when you operate like that, I think the players really have a good sense of, okay, there's an accountability on everybody, making sure that we understand the solution and not just focus on the why.
It kind of got lost in the shuffle the other night, but Justin Fields' touchdown run.
Yeah.
Kind of extraordinary. One of the better quarterback touchdown runs you've seen, and just.
He never ceases to amaze me when he's running with the ball, because he's such a big, strong man that, and able to elude, and he has the agility just to make people miss in space. That I'm not surprised to see some of those things. Now, the run in itself was amazing, because I think he ran, I think, a 43-yard touchdown, but he might have ran 90-some yards to score. But that's who he is, and I mean, I expect him to make plays like that just because of who he is, and but they're dynamic plays by a dynamic player. So I expect that from him.
Couple more.
Dak Prescott is a quarterback that I feel like he gets a lot of heat from naysayers, analysts, everyone.
Yeah.
And then every time I feel like I see him play, he looks really good.
Yeah.
What's just your evaluation of him as a player?
To me, it's no different than any top-notch player. And I've said this before: when you're the highest paid player in the league, or you picked at a certain spot in the draft, the two things that come with that is criticism and expectations. And that will never leave him. I don't care how good he is not going to. Everybody's going to expect more, no matter how good he plays. And to me, I think he understands that, and he doesn't care. He just go out there and do what he do. So kudos to him for that. But our job is to go out there and make him look bad, and listen, our guys understand that. And hopefully, you guys are right bad about him in that sense. But he's a damn good player. He's been a good quarterback since he's been in this league. And, man, he is like a one-man show that can lift that whole team. And that's just who he is. He's a damn good leader also. You clearly see that from watching him on the tape.
He seems like, real quick follow on this, he does seem like the type of quarterback, too, where he's going to give his guys chances, where it's 50-50 ball or even 40-60, 30-70. He's going to give his guy a chance to tilt the odds in his favor.
Yeah.
Defensively, do you let your guys know that? Like, it might be covered, but...
We don't have to let them know that. They see that, and that's just who he is. And, man, it seems like it doesn't matter what receiver's out there playing with him, he's going to give those guys a chance, or he's going to put the ball exactly where they can make a play on the ball. And most good quarterbacks do that, so I'm not surprised to see that. But, no, our guys know that they got to be on their P's and Q's every time, because he's going to get the ball out of his hand. He's going to try to put it in the spot where his guy's going to go make a play. And he makes it hard to defend. I mean, that's just who he is. He's a damn good player.
Zach. We obviously talked to you a lot about penalties, but I'm curious, how do you manage the frustration of the flags that aren't thrown? Like there's a play where...
Say that aren't thrown?
Yeah, like when Rucker gets it after the
Yeah.
play. It's then the players obviously are kind of mad or frustrated by those kind of moments.
Well, I tell the players, let me handle the refs. And that takes a little frustration away from them. But I've said this before, we have to work to be able to get those calls. And we will. We will. At some point, as we continue to progress through this year, we will get those calls. Because I can see us getting to the other side of that. And I've seen it with a lot of teams. So I'm not about to sit here and bitch and moan over those. The thing that I'm going to tell our guys, let's just keep playing. And at some point, those calls will come to us and be on our side. And I truly believe that. I truly believe it.